From the Addison Public Library here with Marty LaHood. And we're here for one of our few remaining live stream chair yoga sessions. Starting officially in August, we will be in the library only. So we are no longer going to do the live stream. Marty will be joining us the second and fourth Thursdays of every month. You can register for that, and please do, because registration will be limited, because we're going to be in the building in our large meeting room, as some of you may remember. But definitely contact me with any questions or contact the library, and we can help you out. So until that time, we are still blessed with having Marty here on Thursdays from home. I'm actually at the library now, which we're all thrilled about being back. So please come in and see us anytime. I do have another Zoom meditation coming this Monday, the 12th. Please register for that as well. It's going to be a really good one. So without further ado, good morning, Marty.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, you guys, or whatever day you're coming to this practice on. This is chair yoga. Obviously, first and foremost is find yourself a chair. I swear this dog knows exactly when that's starting, because then he just wants to play. So, okay, no, hey, we're not doing this today. So first and foremost is find something comfortable to sit on. I'm obviously sitting on my couch. Always an option is to put a extra cushion or a pillow underneath your hips. It will ease a little of the tension in your low back. You can be in a computer chair, in a kitchen chair, whatever's comfortable for you. I know that it's important that you get your hips above your knees. So be mindful if, you're longer legged, just make sure that those knees aren't above your hips. It's going to build a lot of tension in your low back. But equally the same way, you don't want your knees way below your hips because it's going to limit you too, as well as kind of help you or make you fall off your chair a little bit. So find somewhere comfortable to sit. We're going to start off sitting up nice and tall, maybe taking some of the wiggles out of our body. Keeping that spine long and tall, but not stiff or not rigid. Let the shoulders roll away from your ears. Let your eyelids close. And let's just take some long, deep breaths. Really filling up and sighing out. Every breath. Knowing that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. Relaxed, calm. Bring that focus inward. Checking in with yourself. Have you checked in with your thoughts today? Our thoughts are the constant motion that we let take up our brain and our thinking. Those thoughts create an emotion, and those emotions create movement. They create our energy. They create how we feel, how we perceive life, the world. They even radiate through our body to either create a healing energy or a non-healing energy. So check in with your thoughts. Throw a smile on your face. Feel that shift of energy, that shift in our thoughts. Keeping those long, deep breaths. You can use them as sighs, as yawns. And bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. Feel that connection to yourself, to your breath, to your life force. This is a great moment to set yourself an intention for your practice today. So whatever brought you here for this hour, if it's for yourself, if it's for someone else, it could even be a prayer. Bring both hands to that low belly now. And we're going to fill our breath in that low belly. So big breath in, fill that low belly as much as you can. And exhale, pull that low belly back into your spine. Every breath, fill that low belly as much as you can. Exhale as you pull it in. Good. Continue with this breath. So the more movement we get here, the better. We're working that core here as we pull that belly in. You're working all of your deepest, biggest muscles of your core, which is so important for our all over body, our back health, body health. Hey, lay down. No. It's also good for that diaphragm as we move that diaphragm up and down our abdomen. We free up space for bigger breaths. We wake up our organs. We move them around. We get our digestive system working. We are literally almost stretching our organs, creating movements. One more time. Good. We'll move those hands now up to that rib cage. So feel that lowest rib here. You can even lean back in your seat. Just make sure that spine is tall. I want you to imagine those ribs are fish gills. And as you breathe in, you feel them expand. Good. Good. Every breath, feel them expand, not only forward, but through your sides and even off of your spine. Good. One last time. Just rest your hands onto your lap. And just to take another moment to check in. I love to see and feel that space that I've created in my breath. Maybe my mind's a little bit clearer. Good. On your next breath in, we're going to reach those arms all the way up towards the sky. Big stretch up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pull them through your middle line. Good. All right, we're going to come up towards the edge of our seats. Know that the back of your chair is always there for you if you need it. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, that's why it's important those hips are above our knees. Mine aren't here. But I'm going to roll with it today. Good. We're going to take a big breath, reach all the way up. Big stretch. Feel that length. And exhale. Always makes me on. Big breath, reach up. The last one here. And exhale. Perfect. We're going to take that right hand. We're going to either bring it out towards our side. If you're in like a desk chair or a kitchen chair, if you have an armrest, you can use the armrest like this. If you don't have any of it, you can just grab the base of your seat. Okay. So we're going to inhale, reach that left arm all the way up, nice and tall. Perfect. Just keep reaching, concentrating on reaching and lengthening from that left hip to that left shoulder all the way through our fingers. Okay. If you feel good here, go ahead and reach that left arm over just a little bit. Make sure that left hip stays down and make sure we don't come forward. Perfect. Big breath here. And release. Good. We'll switch sides. Left hand down this time. Inhale that right arm up. Find that length first. Keep that right hip planted down. Lengthen through this right side. Okay. Big breath in. Stay here or then reach a little bit to the left. Again, no collapsing forward, lengthening. Maybe it's just a little bit of movement here. I want you to feel those ribs expand. Just keep that right hip planted down. And release. Perfect. So we're going to roll our shoulders out. So let's do one at a time. Nice and slow. Good. Feel all that tension here. I feel tension in my ribs here, on my back, my whole shoulder. Take a moment to just feel all of that. All right, and then release. All right, hands are going to go all the way up towards the ceiling, tight little fists with our hands, and then violently open them up. Good. As violent as you can get, this whole hands and fingers, the better. So we're waking up our lymphatic system. We're getting all that junk draining from our fingers down and through our lymphatic system. We are getting things moving. We'll get new blood flow to those parts of our hand. It's good for any inflammation that we have in our fingers and our wrists. Good. So the more you violently flick it, the more that stuff wakes up and moves. And I know we are tiring out those arms. Okay, one more time. All right, relax. Oh. All right, we'll give those arms a break. We'll move into those legs a little bit. So we're going to come towards the edge of our seat. Okay, we're going to start to slowly work into our hips. So we're going to start off, bring those hips really wide. Okay, kind of as wide as you feel is comfortable here. And then make sure that rather than rolling back, you kind of roll forward so that your whole pelvis is kind of pressed down into your seat. So if you looked from the side, your tailbone would be sticking behind you. Imagine you have a tail. You don't want to sit on that tail. All right. Good. So here, take a moment here. You're going to feel this in your hips a lot. You'll feel it in that pelvis. We'll come to our elbows, still trying to keep that tilt of our pelvis. Good. Perfect. This is really great for our hips. Good for those SI joints too. The back of our hips on the left and right side. Those SI joints. Good. From here, we can bring our hands down to the ground if we want to add that. We don't need to. Okay. Take one more breath here. We're going to be real gentle. Come on up, back to your elbows. Don't let yourself get dizzy. And then we'll sit all the way up. Perfect. Keep our legs nice and wide, and then we're going to take our knees, press them in towards each other, and then back out. Okay? I'm going to get more space here. Okay, and I want you to squeeze them when you pull them out. You're going to feel like that outer hip butt muscles flex here. Okay? Good. So here we're kind of warming up those muscles. We're also helping that mobility of that hip joint. Now, keep in mind, if you have any major hip problems, maybe major hip surgery, and you've ever been given any limited mobility, listen to your doctor first and foremost, and listen to your body too. Okay. Good. So when we open up those legs and we feel those muscles here work, those muscles are really important for keeping our hip in place. So it's great to keep them strong. Got one more. Good, and release. Perfect. All right, so we're going to lean all the way back into our seat. Again, nice tall spine here. So don't lean back and around. I want you to try and keep it nice and tall. I'm actually going to rest my head behind me because that'll relieve any tension that you can build in your neck here. And then I just want you to pull your right leg up. Okay. All right. So we're going to flex the toes up and then forward, keeping that leg lifted. That leg can just be lifted a little bit too. Okay. We're going to feel the muscle along the top of our thigh engage here. We're also going to feel those muscles of our knees start to work here. Yeah, we're just flexing those toes back and forth. Good. These muscles are really important. We keep strong. We use them for everything. For walking upstairs, getting up off the floor, sitting down on a toilet, sitting back up from a toilet. So again, really important we keep them strong. Okay, go ahead and release that leg. Okay, we're going to do the left leg. Bring it up. And again, this is also good for that knee too. It keeps that knee, those knee muscles strong. Those muscles are in charge of keeping that knee in its place, literally in its place. So those strong muscles will keep that knee happy and supported. Good. Feel that little bit of fire here. Again, it can always be lower. You can feel that core work here too. Good. And release. Good. Wiggle it out. We'll sit back up. Okay. We're going to work a little bit more into those hips. So we'll start off by bringing that left ankle on top of our right knee. Now, lots of options. You can straighten that right leg a little bit, and then it'll be a little bit easier to get that leg up. And then the more you bend this bottom leg, the more you'll feel it. Okay? So find a sweet spot. Don't overdo it. Know that after like the first 5 or 6 seconds, if you feel like you've created some space, you can always add to it too. Try to keep the spine tall. Sometimes I like to bring a hand behind me to bring that support. Otherwise it can build a little too much tension in my back. Good. Now, if you feel that space and that ease here, you can always lean forward into that leg. Don't forget to breathe. I'm sitting on my phone. the music down so you don't have to hear Cooper chewing his toy. Don't forget to breathe. Feel so. Here we go. All right, go ahead and release it. Shake it out. And then we'll switch. Okay, again, that left leg can be straighter, the bottom leg, and then we can slowly come into it. This is always my bad side, or let's say bad side. This is always my challenging side. So it takes a little more time for me to get into this here. And that's okay. So that bottom leg can be straighter to give you a little bit more ease here. You can slowly work into it. Don't forget to breathe. Make any adjustments here that you need. Again, try to sit up tall. So easy for us just to hunch forward. Two more breaths. And release. Good. Wiggle those legs out. We'll give our legs a little bit of a break. We're going to move into those arms. Okay. So we're actually going to give our wrists a little bit of love. So I want you to take that right hand and I want you to slide it on top of your right thigh and then slide it all the way forward. Okay. So the palm faces me. Other hand is going to grab for that palm and you can even lift it up a little bit now. Okay. It's nice to be able to rest it though. You want to grab all of your four fingers here and straighten that hand. Okay, so you're going to feel this stretch from the palm of that hand through the bottom of your forearm. Okay. So really good for carpal tunnel. I mean, obviously if it hurts, don't do it. But we're stretching a lot of those muscles out. If you do a lot of things with your hands, with your fingers, this is good for it. Typing, knitting, anything that's like small detail that our hands can be clenched. It's good for it. Sit up tall. Good. All right. I'm going to keep those shoulders relaxed. I always tense up here. And then release. Good. I feel so much lighter in this hand right now. All right, switch it. Left palm's forward. Grab for those fingers. And we're just going to stretch that out. Sit up tall, shoulders relaxed. I need that reminder too. It's amazing how tense our hands can really get. We use them for so much. They're really tiny muscles too, and a lot of them. And we ask it to do some pretty strenuous things, but we just don't really ever think to stretch them. Good, and then release. All right, perfect. All right, we're going to work on those fingers again. So take the fingers together, and then we're going to spread them apart. Yep, just like that. This is a really good exercise that like musicians should do. So a lot of times they'll take rubber bands and put them on their hands and go like that. Yoga always makes me yawn. I'm not bored. It just makes me breathe. One more time. Okay. Awesome. Roll those shoulders out together. Good. All right, we're going to move our spine. Feet are hip distance apart. Our heels are right underneath our knees. Hands come to our knees. We're going to pull that belly button forward. Shoulders roll back. Remember, sticking that tail out behind us. Okay, so imagine where you would have a tail on off your tailbone, and you're trying to stick that tail behind you. All right, now we're going to roll down on the tail as much as we can. Roll. Belly button comes back. Shoulders come forward. We're rounding our spine. Okay, breathe in. Belly button forward. Perfect. Back and forth. Breathe. Be as gentle here as you need to be. Okay, these first couple are extremely rigid. And then eventually you'll start to feel a little bit more space, but don't overdo it. This is a great all over. You're moving every part of your spine. So this is just a great way to keep that spine moving. They say your age is not a number. Hold on, how does it go? Your age is all about the flexibility of your spine. So keep that spine flexible. 2 more breaths. All right, relax it out. Feet stay where they're at, and we're going to twist the spine. So we're going to get that spine really tall first, and then we're going to take the hands, left side first. We're going to reach behind us. Reach for whatever you can reach for. If it's like the arms of your chair, the bottom of your chair, the back of your chair, whatever it is. And you'll notice that as you grab that leg, it wants to cave in. Try to push. Grow tall first. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. And release. Okay, switch sides. Ready? And go. Switch. Grow tall first. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. And release. Shake it out a little bit. All right, great. We'll move back into those legs a little bit. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Feet are going to come a little bit closer together, about hip distance. We're going to take that right leg. We're going to reach it forward. Heel goes down. Don't let your body rock. Keep tall. And we're just going to flex those toes back towards our face. Hands come to that left thigh. And then we're going to lean forward. But I want you to imagine that low belly leaning into those thighs. Breathe. Okay, so here we're just stretching out the back of that right thigh, our hamstrings. We might even feel it all the way up to our butt muscles, into our low back. You could feel it into our calf. Okay, we could stay here. This might be enough for us. We can even try reaching down for that toe, but don't round forward to get there. Now keep that little bit of a bend in that knee because we don't want to hyperextend that knee too. We don't want to put any stress on that knee joint. Good, and release. Good, we'll switch. Left leg goes forward. I'm going to take more of the edge of my seat. Okay, little bend in that knee, toes point up, toes flex back, hands come to that right thigh, and we're gonna pull that low belly into that thigh. Breathe. You can stay here or you can try grabbing for that toe. Okay, but no rounding. Try to keep that spine long. Breathe. And release. Wiggle those legs out a little bit. We'll reset. Big breath in, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And pull them through. 2 more, just like that. Full breaths. Oh, yawns always feel the best like that. I think people think I'm crazy. Like I'll yawn, like a big yawn, and I'll do this when I yawn. Exactly like that. It feels so good. Feels like I just snapped my whole life back in order. All right. Come back to yourself. We're going to bring those palms out nice and wide. Let them face me. And then we're just going to give ourselves a nice big hug. Good. Good. We'll stay here for a few moments. If you want to wiggle yourself a little bit, if you feel like a little nugget of tension somewhere, you always do. I'm so tense in my shoulders. Perfect. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to very slowly just turn to the right. Good. Feel that core kind of fire up here. Very slowly back to center, and then to the left. Okay. Back through center. Stay here. And remember what arm's on top, and then switch it. Okay. Perfect. Same thing. Take a moment. It feels good to wiggle it out. Wiggle it out. Sit up nice and tall. Very slowly turn to the left. Okay, no momentum being used here, just our core muscles. Slowly back through center. And then turn to the right. And back through center. And release. All right, we are going to grab for our hands behind our back. If you're really tense here, you can grab a pillow, you can grab a sock, you can grab a dog toy, if you want to bring that length easier. So you stay exactly where you're at, but I'm going to turn so you can see what's going on behind me. I'm going to grab a pillow, okay? So we're going to take whatever we choose. We don't need anything either. We can, if a lot of us are going to have that flexibility where we can grab for our hands and use our hands. I just think it's nice. For me, again, I'm really tight in my shoulders, so it does feel a lot better for me. So grab whatever you're grabbing behind you. So for me, that's the amount of space I'm giving myself. Okay? All right, sit up tall, because you don't want to be doing this like this. You want to sit up tall and straighten those arms. Now you can rest those arms on whatever's behind you. Okay, so this is not so much about using muscles as it is about stretching muscles. Okay, see my shoulder tips right here? Those are going to get pulled back as my chest comes forward. Okay, so we're really stretching out like the collarbone, the muscles, and our pectoral muscles right here. We are so tense here. Most everyone, especially women, because we tend to be much more modest. and have our shoulders a little bit forward, where men are like, so it's so important that we stretch these muscles out. We use them for everything, driving especially, cooking, cleaning, reading, holding, anything we do with our hands. This is also good for our spine too. These muscles, when they're really tense, they make a good posture really hard for us. So when they're tense, they pull those shoulders forward, and then they slowly start to arch that upper back on us. So keeping those muscles stretched out is really important to keeping that good posture. One more breath. Good. Really shake them out a little bit. All right, we'll give those arms a little bit of a break here. We'll move into those feet. So for the next exercise we're going to do for our legs, start off towards a little bit towards the edge of your seat, just a little bit. Okay, don't fall off your seat. Heels are going to start off right underneath our knees, and then we're going to slowly skirt them back just a little bit so that we feel that heel kind of pop up off the floor. Okay, so we feel the majority of our weight go into the ball mounts of our feet. All right, so we're gonna lift those heels up as high as we can get them. Hopefully you can see a little bit of my feet. All right, squeeze them at the top. And now we're gonna press those heels down. Press them down so much that we feel these thighs start to work. And then the crown of our head goes up just a little bit. See that? Good. Hold it here and release. All right, you really feel those muscles here work. So again, these muscles are so important to keep strong. They're what are going to keep us getting up out of the bed on our own, upstairs, off the floor, all that good stuff. Also starts to work on those muscles of our knee and keeps that knee happy. All right, back. Lift those heels up. Come to those tippy toes. All right. And then we press those heels down, nice and tall, press them down so much you lift up an inch. Feel them, hold it here, and release. Oh, I feel it. Oh, wow, do I feel it. All right, last one here. Lift those heels nice and high, come to those tippy toes. And then release, heels down. Crown your head up, lift just an inch, hold it. Don't forget to breathe. And release. Okay, good. Wiggle out those legs. Perfect. Perfect. Bring those feet nice and wide, wider than hips. We're going to bring that right elbow towards our right thigh. Good. So for most of us, we're going to feel a little bit of this pull, the top back part of our left hip. It's exactly what we want to feel. Okay, so we can stay here. This might be enough. If we don't feel it at all, we can bring that hand on that left thigh, and then we can straighten that arm so that we just give a little bit more tension to that muscle. Try to keep that left hip down though, because it wants to lift up off your seat. Good. Perfect. Don't forget to breathe. One more breath. Come back up. Wiggle it out a little bit. Wiggle it out before we switch sides. Good. Left elbow this time. Left thigh. Okay. Take a moment here. Just feel that pull. Notice that it's different. You might feel it enough here. You might want to just stay here. Otherwise, we can lengthen that right arm so that we kind of push ourselves away. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that hip pressing down. And then release. Come back up. Wiggle it out again. I like to just kind of wiggle my hips, like rock my hips back and forth. It helps. It makes me feel like I'm squaring them out. I don't know if I really am, but it feels good. Good. Bring those feet back together. And we'll reset. Big breath in, reach up. Two more just like that. I hope I made someone yawn. Every time I yawn, I hope I make someone yawn. I feel like yawns are so underrated. They're so good. I know we like fight them so much, like when we're talking to someone or we don't want people to think we're bored or we're tired. But man, a good yawn really just feels good. So, all right, we'll come back to moving our spine. So hands come to our knees. We're gonna move that belly, pull that belly button all the way forward, shoulders back, and then exhale around. Awesome, back and forth. Mine feels so much more flexible here than the first ones we did. Don't forget to breathe. It goes by so quick. Okay, and release. Awesome. We're going to give our rotator cuffs a little bit of love. So bring those elbows into your sides, and we're going to take those big circles with our hands. Okay, so those elbows are not moving here. Okay, elbows stay exactly where they are so that we're isolating that movement in our hands, in our forearms. This makes every one of those 13 muscles of our rotator cuff move and work here. It not only makes them work, but it helps to stretch them, to strengthen them. So good. So if this hurts at all, you can make those circles smaller, but you can also make those bigger. Okay. Reverse those circles. Good. Elbows stay in towards your sides. Bring those palms together to touch. And then open them up, back up. Good. Back in. And back out. Keep going. Good. One more. Good. Awesome. We're going to take those hands nice and wide. Reach them all the way up. And then pull them down. Try to pull those elbows together down the back of your spine. Inhale, reach them up. And pull them down. One more time. Up. And down. Good. Perfect. Kind of release your arms a little bit, your shoulders. We're going to bring, I like to call this chicken dance. So you kind of just hold, you can even put your thumbs underneath your armpits, really in true chicken fashion. And then we're going to make circles with those elbows. Good. Make them big, make them small. So if you hear like any snapping that hurts, you can just make them littler. But if you want to, you can bring them all the way up. Reverse those circles. Sit up tall. Yeah, I hear a lot of crunching there, so I'm going to make them smaller. And release. Shake out. We'll reset. Big breath in. Reach all the way up. This is such elevator music right now, right? Or like you're on hold with like Comcast or something. Breathe in. Ooh. One more time. Perfect. All right, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to lean all the way down to our elbows. We can stay here. This really forces that low back to lengthen, or we can try touching our toes. Okay, again, we'll feel this in our hips, our low back. Listen to your body, whatever feels right for you. This is mostly, I know you're feeling it probably mostly in your hips, but you are really stretching out that low back. So don't overdo it. But this is really good for that low back pain. That tension, that stretch we need here. All right, come up to your elbows. Stay here for a moment. Anytime we get our head below our heart can make us dizzy. So we want to take a moment first. You can close your eyes if you are dizzy. All right, perfect. Great timing. All right, let's start off Let's get ready for our Shavasana. So the many benefits of doing yoga in our house, in our own space, is that our Shavasana can look like anything. So it really should just be somewhere you can find stillness. We never really find stillness. So it can be sitting on your couch, it can be laying down. Wherever it is, just make sure that the spine is long. So again, it doesn't have to be stiff or rigid. It just can't, I don't want you to like get into a fetal position, okay? Because right now we're really clearing all of those obstructions along our spine and keeping those connections healthy and real. All right, so find out what feels good to you. Get yourself comfortable. Maybe it's a pillow. I'm gonna cross my legs because it always feels good in my hips. Only when I have back support. Any wiggles out that you need to take them. Let those eyelids close. I know you have 1,000 things to think about in this very moment. Especially being home, there's so many things that are trying to pull us away from our practice. Our to-do list, our laundry. But I want you to take these last moments of our practice to clear your mind. You can come back to those thoughts after this. Just give yourself that discipline for these next few moments. I want you to think and focus on how you'd like to see the rest of your day. How you'd like to perceive the world. How many times you'd like to smile or feel love. How you'd like to make others perceive the day and feel that love. Feel that energy. just for today, what would you like to be radiating today? Lots of energy, lots of love, productivity, awareness, just feeling grounded. It's okay to want those things for ourselves today. And us wanting those things only benefit the people around us. Whether it's constant contact with them or it's just on the same block. We can shift the energy around us. We can help to shift the energy around us. And then as we really feel that connection to what we want for ourselves energetically today, I want you to think of 3 things that you're going to do today that are going to help you get there. So for me, I like to be positive and radiate confidence and love. So for me, I'm not going to watch the news today. I'm not going to read a news article. I'm going to consciously take deep breaths throughout my day. Literally just stop in the middle of my day, close my eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Maybe a yawn. And then I'm going to smile at every person I lock eyes with. Every single one of them. Whether they like it or not. So choose your 3 things. Your 3 actions that you're going to take to build that energy consciously in your day. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's a text, a positive text to someone you know needs it. Maybe it's a card. Maybe it's flowers to someone. What are your 3 actions that you're going to take today to constantly cultivate that good energy? Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And let those movements get a little bit bigger too. If you're laying down, stay exactly where you're at. All of us will just bring our hands together in front of our hearts. Take a moment just to seal in your practice. Seal in that great energy, that focus we have for our day, for our body, for our spirit. We always end our practice with namaste, and that means that light in me sees, feels, loves that very light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you guys. It is a happy Thursday. I hope that you can enjoy the remainder of your day and just feel that energy all day. There she is. Hi, thank you so much. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
all right,
Let's
you
get our
guys.
split screen going.
Are we on?
Yeah, but I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you so much, everybody.